commission in Senegal to improve payment of pension. Hello and a warm welcome to the News Desk 3 on NTA News 24. We are live in Abuja. I am Vivian Ezadifi. Let's begin with the Rivers election. Chairman of Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RIESEC, Dr. Michael Ode, has announced results of Saturday, August 30th, 2025 local council election held in the state, with APC winning 20, while PDP won 3 of the 23 local government areas in the state. The winners will be presented their certificate of return tomorrow at the Commission's head office in Port Harcourt. Our correspondent, Kingsley Amajri, has been on ground and is joining us now to give us more updates on the results. Kingsley, if you can hear me, tell us, what do you have for us on the announcement of results so far?
Vivian, the long waiting for the local council election that was held August 30, 2025 is over, and the result is out. Of the 23 local government councils in the state, the PDP won 3 local government areas. The 3 local government areas won by the PDP are Port Harcourt local government area, Obiabo local government area, and Oba Ebemandoni local government area. And the APC took over the remaining 20 local government areas of the state. Of course, the outcome of this result also could also be determined from the arrangement that was in place before this election. Before this election, the PDP and the APC had what they called Rainbow Coalition, where in the areas PDP featured candidates for this election, APC did not. And in the local government areas where the APC featured candidates and also the PDP also did not. And in each of these local government areas, the two parties supported each other in terms of voting for each other's party across party line, and in ensuring that this result play out the way it came out. Of course, when the chairman of the State Independent Electoral Commission read out the results, it was those candidates that vyed for this election that were announced, possibly because there were no challengers in all of these areas that these elections held. And no doubt, the outcome of this election also will determine the future polity in Rivers State, as preparations for 2027 elections are also on top gear. Evidently, it appears the state is tilting towards the APC, given the outcome of this election results from the 23 local government areas. And of course, you know, the grassroots is also very critical when decisions are being made in terms of the outcome of elections. Any election held, the people at the grassroots are key players in that regard. This is the update with respect to the outcome of the local council elections that are held in the state.
How are the party representatives taking the outcome? Can you hear me, Kingsley? I said.
Yeah, I'm saying we are still at the RIESEC office here in Port Harcourt, their head office here in Port Harcourt. We are yet to move into the town, but in any case, while the elections results were being read, we've not had any report of anything outside what has been read in terms of any disaffection. We know that, that before this election actually took place, there were also mixed feelings or mixed reactions to this election, because there were those who were disenchanted with the rules, the procedures set by the commission in terms of, some have argued that the commission did not adhere to the 90 days provision by the law. And for those who felt disenchanted, they did not participate in the process and they went to court. Probably, given the outcome of this election, they will intensify their campaign in the courts to let the court decide what this outcome will mean. If it will stand the test of time, or if we also go the other way the local council election went. We believe that for those who participated in the process, they would be happy because their choice candidates would have emerged from this process. And for those others who did not believe in the process, I think they will sustain their campaign in the court to enable the court decide the outcome of this election.
Okay. Thank you, Kisly, for the updates. And from Port Harcourt, we take you to Benue, where anxiety has gripped residents of Makurdi, especially those close to the banks of River Benue, as the water level continues to surge. Charles, who has been monitoring the situation, now reports.
Amid the current security challenges being experienced in Benue State, the rising water level of the River Benue is giving residents grave concerns and discomforts.
Yearly it's happened, but only thing the rate of coming of that river from one year to another, it exceeds. But this one, we don't know the value, we don't know the extent that it will come.
The Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, NISA, earlier listed Benue as one of the states at high risk of flooding this year, and overflow of the river is one of the triggers. What proactive measures have the relevant authorities stepped up preparatory to mitigating the impending ordeal?
It has been announced over the radio that everybody should desert the river bank, because most of the people have their residential along the river bank. Have to move early, as the earlier the better.
We need a buffer dam to contain excess water release, and secondly, we need more drainage channels to evacuate the excess flow.
Jacob Mela is a water gauge reader, NISA, Benue State.
We have 9.09. Then last year we have 6.15 meters. So this year is higher than the last year on. About 10 local governments have been involved in flooding, including 32 communities.
It is hoped that if key modalities of mitigating the disaster are employed, the foreseen catastrophe will be reduced. Charles Abba, NTA News.
Nigeria is currently experiencing the peak of the 2025 rainy season, with cases of flooding on the rise. 9 states have been placed on alert due to anticipated heavy rainfall. Let's join Musa Babaliu for more details.
The sky and earth share a clear understanding. Nature has designed it so that when the sky releases rain, the earth absorbs most of it. However, when the downpour exceeds what the earth can absorb, flooding occurs. Investigations reveal that the amount of rainfall recorded across the country so far exceeded the earlier predictions by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET. Currently, 25 states have experienced devastating floods affecting 272,890 people, with 230 lives lost. In the coming days, 9 states, mostly in the north, have been put on high alert. States listed include Sokoto and Zamfara, with Makera and Anka towns specifically flagged. High-risk locations also include Gwaram in Jigawa, Nafada in Gombe, Ngala in Borno, Sumaila in Kano, and Azari and Jama'ari in Bauchi State. In Adamawa, Mubi, Sheleng, and Abakumo were named, while Kaita, Bindawa, and Katsina Town were listed for Katsina. Adamawa and Taraba State have already recorded a devastating flood this Thursday, which resulted in the destruction of farmlands. Areas affected by the flooding in Taraba State include parts of Lau, Karimulamido, Gasol, and Ardo local government areas. Rice and maize farms, most of whom are located close to River Benue, were destroyed, while many houses in villages along the River Benue bank were also submerged. Yobe State also recorded a devastating flood in Patiskun, where more than 500 houses were damaged. Adamu Mohammed is one of the 600 victims of the flood. He said he has never experienced a flood of such magnitude. The Ministry of Environment issued a warning that with water level rising in the River Niger, communities along the floodplain from Jaba in Niger State to Lokoja in Kogi State should prepare for possible evacuation. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
The Nigerian Labour Congress and the National Pension Commission have resolved to work in harmony to address lingering issues surrounding retirees' pensions. This understanding followed a courtesy visit by the Director General of PENCOM, Omolola Olorunrarun, to the NLC President Joseph Ajaero at the Labour House in Abuja. The PENCOM boss said the visit was to clear misconceptions, stressing that contributors' funds are safe as they are managed by licensed pension fund administrators, not PENCOM. She also reiterated the Commission's commitment to the transparency and called for the establishment of a governing board. On his part, NLC President Joseph Ajaero highlighted challenges facing retirees, including the unclear status of gratuity under the contributory pension scheme, alleged short-charging by PFAS, non-remittances by some employers, and the exclusion of many workers. He insisted the union's demands remain in the best interest of retired workers. The Ministry of Women Affairs has launched an empowerment program, Women Agro-Value Expansion Initiative, aimed at expanding the scope of women farmers in the nation's agro-value chain. Ngozi Technocure reports that the First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, represented by the wife of the Vice President, Nana Shatima, emphasized the critical role of women in the federal government food security agenda.
The First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, represented by the wife of the Vice President, Nana Kashim Shettima, acknowledged the enormous potential of women in the agricultural value chain. She noted that equipping women with modern agricultural techniques will translate to abundant food, given that women make up 70% of the workforce in the nation's agricultural sector.
Nigeria is blessed with abundant land and natural resources, and we must utilize these blessings to ensure food security for all our citizens. I applaud the recent ban on the exportation of shea butternuts by Mr. President, as this directly impacts our women, who make up the 95% of pickers and local processors.
The Minister of Women Affairs explained that based on the farming methods and approaches the women were exposed to, the program will indeed be a game changer in boosting food production.
It's designed to address the systematic barriers that women face in the agro space so that they're not just participating, but they're actually making a lot of money. That is Mr. President's goal. In doing so, in ensuring that women are economically empowered, we can address our social, political, and economic challenges that we face as women in Nigeria.
It empowers them with access to finance, modern technology, training, markets, and enabling them to move beyond production to processing.
We are going to cascade this training knowledge we have learned here to our community. We came here, we unlearn, we relearn, and learn, so that we have now dropped all the olden modern ways of farming. We have now picked the modern one.
The women were trained on greenhouse farming, preservation, processing, and marketing, and would be closely monitored after empowerment to ensure success. In Abuja, Ngozi Technocure, NTA News.
You are still watching the News Desk at 3 on NTA News 24. More report shortly. Stay with us.
Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African Road.
This is NTA News 24.
Welcome back. President Bola Tinubu sends warm felicitations to the Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Sokoto, Reverend Matthew Hassan Kuka, on his 73rd birthday. August 31st, 2025, the President, in a statement, joins the Catholic family and body of Christ to celebrate the highly revered priest, whose compassion for the poor and underprivileged continues to influence people-centered development policies in Nigeria and Africa. President Tinubu highlights the priest's sacrifice in balancing his spiritual and intellectual works with practical guides on how democracy can impact development and good governance worldwide. He says Bishop Kuka served as a member of Nigeria's Truth Commission, Secretary of the Political Reform Conference, member of Nigeria's Electoral Reform Committee, and worked assiduously to promote harmonious relationships between Christians and Muslims as chairman of Nigeria's Interreligious Dialogue. The President hopes his tireless advocacy for justice, democracy, and human development will remain an irreplaceable treasure. As the fight against illicit substance continues, a 75-year-old man was arrested among 6 other suspects with illicit substances by operatives of the National Law Enforcement Agency in parts of Anambra State, just as the Anti-Narcotic Agency intercept tramadol capsules in fuel tanker heading to Borno State. Details of these and more with Salwa Khalil Ibrahim.
Man was arrested with 26.7 kilograms of skunk in Anambra State, along with 5 others who were caught with various quantities of opioids. In Taraba State, a 30-year-old man was arrested with a Dane gun during a raid on his 71.5 hectare of cannabis farm, where 178.750 kilograms of skunk were destroyed. NDLEA operatives intercepted 104,900 capsules of tramadol concealed in a fuel tanker heading to Borno State, and a suspect was taken into custody. Additionally, a major supplier of illicit opioids was arrested in Borno State, and 30,640 pills of tramadol, 7,940 tablets of Rofinol, and 7,999,200 naira were recovered from his apartment, while in Ekiti State, NDLEA operatives seized 5.3 grams of loud and Colorado, as well as 2.5 grams of methamphetamine from a 42-year-old drug kingpin. There are also interdictions in Nasarawa, Lagos, Gombe, Adamawa, Kano, Edo, and Ondo State during the week under review. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Rotary Club of Abuja Urban has held the investiture ceremony of its 8th president, Rotarian Botra Soto. The event marked not just a change in leadership, but also a continuation of Rotary's mission to serve humanity with compassion and dedication. Suleiman Abdulwahab reports.
From ensuring children are delivered safely, to keeping them in school, to developing communities, the Rotary Club of Abuja Urban has consistently put service above self. Year after year, the club continues to carry out projects that touch lives, uplift families, and empower less privileged.
I am the highest giving foundation member in the district. District now 127. We have over 3,000 members, and I'm the highest donor of that year. I'm proud to say so, and my club too did so well.
We have 7 areas of focus where we serve, peace and conflict resolution, maternal and child health, literacy, education and literacy, and the environment, health issues and all of that. That is what we do as a club.
The outgoing president, after a year of leading with grace and resilience, officially handed over the mantle of leadership to Boutros Soto. Taking the stage, the newly installed president, Boutros Soto, laid out his vision for the Rotary year.
We are here to support our communities, and we will be very glad to work together with our team to upgrade all our schools, our universities, our hospitals, and to do some work with the environment.
I joined Rotary because I love serving humanity. So when I got to know about Rotary Club and what they do, I decided to key in, join them in serving humanity.
As Sotos take the lead, the Rotary Club of Abuja Urban move forward with renewed purpose, ready to serve, uplift, and make lasting impact in Abuja. Suleiman Tobu Abdul Wahab, NTA News.
This is the News Desk 3 on NTA News 24. Here is a recap of our top stories. Announcement of Rivers State local government election results on the way. Anxiety grips riverbank communities in Benue State as water level surges.
Everybody should desert the river bank, because most of the people have their residential along the river bank. Have to move early, as the earlier the better.
Nigerian Labour Congress and National Pension Commission in synergy to improve payment of pension. The governor of Osun State, Senator Ademola Adeleke, has expressed deep sadness over the passing of Ruth Elton, the oldest missionary to Nigeria at the age of 90. He notes that the British-born Nigerian lived a life of service and immense contributions to humanity. In a release by his spokesperson, Malam Olawale Rashid, the governor recalled that since 1973, when the late Elton arrived to Nigeria with her father, she dedicated herself to bridging the gaps in gospel and fighting medical emergencies through her grassroots health initiatives. The governor acknowledged the significant decision of the late missionary in renouncing her British citizenship for Nigerian citizenship, underscoring not just her faith in the country, but deep love she has for the people and cultures. Governor Adeleke prays for the repose of Ruth Elton's soul, just as he urges the community of faithfuls she left behind to be guided by her life of relentless service to humanity and continue to honor her name by building on her works, which revolves around the people. Former Inspector General of Police Solomon Arase has reportedly passed away at the age of 69. Arase, Nigeria's 18th Inspector General of Police, was appointed in April 2015 by the then President Goodluck Jonathan and retired from force in 2016. After retirement, he continued to serve in various national assignments, most notably as chairman of the Police Service Commission, the position he assumed in January 2023 under President Muhammadu Buhari. And that concludes the News Desk 3 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Vivian Ezadifi. Bye for now.